Praises be unto my Creator, the one true supreme creator of all creation, that is allowing me to tell my truth and speak. Um, Big ups to the man on high. She's awesome. And so I'm just hop back in there. However the case may be, my neighbors, I had some cool ass neighbors. Not just they was cool because they was drinking and they was smoking, and every time I hop outside, I can always run out and get a beer or a line or something. But I was a phenomenal mother, no matter what. I was a phenomenal mother. I made it happen like Captain Crunch, no matter what. Even though now things that I know about them pagan holidays, I probably wouldn't have celebrated them. My children never missed not a meal. My children never missed a fucking holiday. They were decorating. They knew love. You know what I'm saying? Um, and shit, my neighbors that moved in, and then right across the way was Damon brother, and he sold everything. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing the nigga ever needed, cause he was a hoarder in his own way, but he always hoarded shit that a nigga need. Uh, and so I can say it was one year now. Um, the family, they always like they get together. Like I said, they used to do it every Sunday. And certain days about the month, the whole family would get together. There's a lot of them, and we'll go to Yosemite. Yosemite is some like and some type of park or some shit where it's gold in the rocks, and you can go camping and shit like that. I went once, but at this time I'm with Damien now, and I got kids. Damon was never too comfortable or keen about his kids going out without him there, and he wasn't finna go to Yosemite and miss his money and his drinking and shit like that. So, Auntie Janet ended up coming to Hemet and picking up a reg around around the time of them going to Yosemite. I'm sure I could probably pull up pictures to find the timeline. I didn't let the other kids go because, Damon didn't want his kids going there. But a reg was, the family knew of a reg. I didn't want a reg to grow up without having, family or, things like that. Not saying it was the best family for me, but, shit, you get what you get, and you can't throw a fit. And so Auntie Jenna loved a reg. So I thought, and she called her Boda. And so she ended up coming to pick a reg up from the house. I probably had a couple roaches on the wall. I can't stand roaches though. You know what I'm saying? The house wasn't as clean as it should have been, but we was maintaining. It was livable. I can think about it now. My kids ain't never wore the same outfit type shit, and all the other ones was in the closet dirty. I don't know. I could have done better. Now that I look back at it, I'll probably be posting up some videos so you guys will be able to get a visual of what the house looked like. You guys will be able to get a visual of the mother that I am, that I was, well, that I was becoming. So this around maybe 2020. I already got all my kids and shit. But she had to come and pick a reg up and take her to Yosemite. But instead of bringing her back to me, she dropped her off at Auntie Deborah's house, talking about Auntie Deborah needed extra help. We know what that means. She needed help to clean up. She just needed help to just do moving. All I'm saying is when I was a child, all she had a nigga do was slave and rub her fucking leg. You know what I'm saying? Rub her leg and her funky ass athlete's feet all the time. That's all I could. I mean, it was like torture to me. So I don't know why, but however the case, Auntie Janet ended up talking me into it. She gonna stay with her for a couple weeks, and then I'm gonna go out there and I'm supposed to pick her up, mind you. Around this time, a lot of shit didn't hit the fan. I guess the craft started beginning. This is something about some shit like the band Rouge or some shit gets no play here. You know, I didn't know nothing about it. I didn't know my family participated in it, which they did. I didn't know my baby Nada didn't. I didn't know my baby Nada participated in it, which he did. I have heard the name a while, but I've never stuck on it because it's nothing that I was interested in. But a little prior to this time, then they gonna ask me, would I flip a quarter for a rack? Uh, Hell no, I wouldn't flip a quarter for a rack because by the time, by the time I look up, the rack gonna be gone. I always was good with my money. I always placed my money in the right places. I always spent it on the right things because I've always had kids, always had diapers, and I've always cared about them more than me and the materialistic things that they had that I've never received, that I never had. When I say my kids never wanted for nothing, nigga, I had a fucking 88 inch, probably even bigger than that. You know, Coco Melon was on the floor with the kids. Not saying that I was the best. I always, you know, Coco Melon was in 3D with them niggas. You gonna see when I post up my little pictures of my kids. Mind you, I got 2 boys and 2 girls at the time. See, Jenna come pick up a rig and take her to Yosemite. Whatever, they had a wonderful time there at Yosemite, not knowing, but when it comes in, it all hits with the craft, you know what I'm saying? Well, how they craft me and witchcraft me throughout my whole life. That's what the fuck they did. And that's what I'm really coming to speak on that, on the rising of my king. Now, so she ended up taking a reg to Auntie Deborah's house. Mind you, in the midst of this time, baby daddy didn't ask me would I flip a quarter for a rack. I said, no, I'm feeling attacked. Now, no, like I said, his brother was selling it. So I would get it from one of his brother's clients. You know what I'm saying? The dope is what it was. I don't know how I ended up sliding back into meth. Cause sniffing the pot. Cause my neighbor was, and when she didn't have it, it was just like, you know, it started becoming a consistent thing. But I was never strung out. You know what I'm saying? I was never one of them strung out people, well, at least not into my own mind. I start second, like, damn, Damon, why you out here with these bitches? Why you smoke with these bitches? You smoke weed with these bitches, but you don't smoke weed with me. Mind you, Damon, he knows nothing of the Cinderella, the Pookie Princess, because we gave that up in Victorville. You know what I'm saying? So here I go. Here I go. Every time I get a break, I hide the pipe, and I be hiding the pipe in the barbecue pit. Ain't nobody going in the big ass old kind of barbecue pit to take an arm and a leg to push that motherfucker up. Yeah, so I don't know what it was. I guess I have time where this nigga be with his kids or his mama come out there, whatever. You know, she came out there one time, and then I would have time to do whatever I wanted to do. Or I would go to the car, I would escape, a reg be in the house with the kids. I could have did that so much better. She didn't deserve that. My baby did deserve to have to be in older shoes when she should have been able to still be a child, you know, and not have to worry about her sister crying all the time and, oh my God, you know, things like that. And I'm thinking that they fine. They in there with the 90 inch. You heard what I'm saying? They got ample amount of food. They got everything that they need right there. They safe. You know what I'm saying? I know where they is because they safe. And if you come out this gate, I'm gonna see you because my car is directly right here. That's where I be sitting at. Now, in between time, in the meantime, I probably done slipped up, maybe done hit some shit in the bathroom or something like that. Never, mind you, I never got caught. Nobody ever seen me, never had my children ever seen me, but it was always like a pick me up to where days where I couldn't even, certain shit I didn't feel like doing unless a nigga got high. Now back to when Auntie Janet took a reg to Yosemite. And after they took her to Yosemite, I never seen my baby after that. I never seen my baby after Auntie Janet took a reg to Yosemite. You know what I'm saying? If anything, after my baby daddy asked me would I flip a quarter for a rack, and I said no. The motherfucking county the county go pick a reg up from Auntie Deborah's house. Mind you, Auntie Deborah lost me, so she shouldn't even be having no children. You know, and I don't know. Auntie Deborah swear I ain't called them people up on it. They ain't had nothing to do with me. They came to get the kids from out there, and then they came. I told that now I ain't gonna stop. Damien mama called me, and I said, "Can you come watch your kids before I kill them?" I see why people be drowning their kids, whatever the case may be. I didn't shit, and I'm mad that I even said anything about getting high on the fact of me finna hit my truth, because that has nothing to do with it. I was never so bad to where incapacitated to where I wasn't able to take care of my kids. I was reaching out to her like, can you come watch your grandkids before I kill them? Mind you, I'm working at Boys Burgers in Hemet. I'm doing all the Christmas because Damon don't believe in Christmas. He don't believe in none of the holidays, so I got to make sure my kids waking up with something. And on top of that, still trying to get the money from the county, so I'm trying to get paid under the table. Plus, I got to walk, you know. And he hardly wanted to watch the kids because he want to go out and sell socks and have his freedom to drink and shit like that and do his spiritual work. I don't know. But, so my baby was at the house. Now, COVID didn't hit by this time. Dang, okay, I keep on mixing in the story. But anyway, I've never seen my baby out there. Auntie Janet took her to Yosemite. She took her to Auntie Deborah's house and she got picked up from there. They said that they rang her back to the house in a white van, but they didn't. Now, on this day, I come home with McDonald's because I'm thinking Okay, Damon got the kids. Damon got the kids, and the reg is on her way back. You know what I'm saying, or whatnot. I don't know what the fuck. We finna go get a reg, some shit. However the case may be, I never got to get my baby back after that. I never seen my baby after that. Boy, that put such a toll on me because I never knew where the core was. You know, the Jennings. Nobody told her to leave her at Auntie Deborah house. You know what I'm saying? But however the case may be, she was different type of strict type of motherfucker. And I don't know. After that, after he asked me what I flip a quarter for a rack, I said no, nigga. Shit got dark, nigga. I started seeing dark shadows. I didn't know if it was because I was smoking dope, right, or it was because whatever my lifestyle was. I started finding quarters. I just started finding quarters and pennies all by the door, like just imagine, just out the blue. Maggots were coming up to the doors and shit like that, coming through. Why is maggots inside the fucking the soil? So I didn't understand how that worked. Why was it maggots in the soil? Why I have quarters at the door? I'm not knowing that I'm being targeted or being attacked, but in the lightness, in the enlightenment of me getting high. Well, I didn't know what the hell it was, whether I was getting high, so I immediately stopped. You heard what I'm saying? I said, okay, I smoke whatever's left in this piece, and then I stop. But not before after getting all the kids took, because all the kids ended up leaving. After Red got took from LA, I guess they came and got the other kids. They said that they was in horrific situations. The house was dirty, diapers was saggy, you know what I'm saying? Hairs wasn't maintained. Mind you, we on original. We supposed to be moving, so everything is everywhere. Is what, and that's what I tell the county people, the CPS people, that we in the process of moving. That didn't matter. I still paid all my little dollars to get the junk removal people to come and take the shit, which that's anywhere from $300 to $500. You know what I mean? To just to get them to remove junk that a nigga could have did. So they ended up taking the kids. It was either they took the kids from me and gave them to Damon. You know what I'm saying? Like they got to stay away from her, or whatever the case may be. So that let me know that I was targeted, because I called Damon's mom and I said, "Can you please come watch your grandkids before I kill them?" So damn, I see why them white folks be drowning their kids. And I guess she ended up going to the people telling them that I was gonna drown my kids or some shit. They end up coming immediately, picking a red up from Los Angeles. I never seen my daughter after that, and then coming to pick my kids up. The two boys and the girl that I had left at the house. And they gave them to Damon, and for a certain amount of time. We couldn't be in the same house. So it was either I go sleep in the car, or they stay in the house, or they go sleep in the car, I stay in the house, or they go next door to their brother's house. Or he go next door to his brother's house, excuse me. At this time, I'm totally distraught. I did quit for a while. I done picked it back up again. Now they got fluorescent meth. You heard, where the meth was blue. You heard what I'm saying? You put it in a light and it's blue. I don't know the different type of something. Now, mind you, this is when the Baton Rouge first, when it started. I know that I've been targeted since 2014, probably even before then. But shit really started hitting the fan after we left Victorville with all the walkers, skinwalkers and shit like that. The wide awake but dead ass niggas. And then I started hitting the motherfucking piece. Now, mind you, I don't know. I feel like I lost it all. Nigga, they gave my kids to Damon. I'm taking care of the kids and Damon. Damon having seizures. He a fucking drunk. And he don't never want to take care of them kids. So it was like I felt like I was the main ordeal in the kid's life. And so anyway, they took them kids and shit. I started getting high. Demetrius let me use one of his cars because he was buying and selling cars. Like I said, he always had something to do. Demetrius is Damon's brother, the one that moved next door. Not directly next door, but the bungalow next to our bungalow. So I started getting high. Now, I'm trying to, mind you, I didn't ask God. I'm asking God every step of the way, take this from me so I don't be like my mom. You know what I'm saying? But for whatever the case may be, it's seeming like a nigga sliding down the line there. And I remember being Cinderella the Pookie Princess in a car, and wherever it was, my brakes was going out, and I'm trying to get high as I'm sliding. I know that my torch worked because I just went and bought a torch, and whatever the case may be, my lighter's not working, my torch not working. I can't light this motherfucking pipe for nothing. And then down the street at the bottle shop was the finest motherfucker alive. I did have my baby daddy, but I was tired of his shit at this time. We so he sold single cigarettes. I didn't even like smoking cigarettes like that, but nigga, I would go just to get a cigarette, just to see this man. Like, he bring me to my knees. He just made everything juice. Like, when I looked at him, I saw a better way. I saw a better light. Uh, until he ended up leaving and moving. But on that day, boy, I was determined to get high. I'm smashing down the street, brakes going out. I'm trying to hit my shit, and the torch don't. How the fuck the torch go out? And I just bought the torch. So as I'm rolling down and I'm trying to find a tree or something to sit under, so that way I don't be by the house so nobody see me, because I told you nobody ever knew. Nobody could ever say, maybe a couple of my cousins, because I was open with them, but other than that, nobody could ever say, oh yeah, we seen her just big getting high, no, none of that. What I've seen my mother, what I've seen with my mother, I've never inflicted that on nobody else around me. It's nobody else's business. I feel like people only judge you by what they know. You know what I'm saying? If they never knew, they couldn't judge you by it. So I always act like I hated it. Oh, no, shit like that. So anyway, as I'm trying to light my shit, Cinderella the Pookie Princess, my shit ain't working. I done bought me a blue pipe. I got blue meth, nigga. I don't know. My shit was righteous. You heard what I said. I was ready. I'm trying to go into that moment so I could tell the full truth. And so anyway, as I'm running, it's like I see the trees chasing me. Like, I'm not even gonna style. It was like a huge ass tree, and it was a huge tree. And as it's running, chasing me, as I'm driving, it's like a head of an orb. Like, where are you running from? I see everything, and immediately in them words, to myself, I was like, yeah, shit, he see everything. I don't know if I asked for forgiveness at the time, but all I know is when I lit it, that nigga lit. You heard what I'm saying? That nigga lit. I didn't know what it was. Like, nigga, okay, hold on. Am I tweaking? Let me start tweaking. And so I motherfucker hit that. I got the fattest cloud ever. However, I end up right across the street from the house, close to the donut shop, where I can see all access going in and out, if anybody moving, whatever the case may be. Damon got the kids hiding in Demetrius' house at this time. So I'm sitting across from there, getting high as a motherfucking kite. After I done seen the tree chasing me, talking about, what are you doing? I see everything, you know what I'm saying? As I'm trying to hide from God, you know what I mean? And how I'm hiding from God, and I'm in my issues that I'm in, and in the midst of me asking him to deliver me, like I said, I'd hit that motherfucker. It hit, Lord. Lord, it hit. And then and then I look to the left. As I look to the left, I see some type of creature come out the ground. I'm like, nigga, I just seen, God just told me, nigga, you can't run or some shit. I just seen Satan come out the ground, and I seen him come out the ground. Visual, I don't know if it was him actual or if he was gonna come out by himself, but I just was like, nah, I'm over here sucking Satan dick. You know what I'm saying? He trying to come up here and fuck immediately. I put it down that night, put it down that day, and I got out the car to go see, and it was right in front of, close to Demetrius' house, because I'm across the street at the donut shop. And so I go walk, nigga, and I see it's like a little piece of glass, like a bottle shot, motherfucking, I don't know if it was E&J's or whatever. It was whatever it was broken shots, glass, a shoe, some shit. And all I know is that I seen, and it was a crack. It was a crack on the concrete where I seen a nigga come out of, right? And I seen a man come out of there. It wasn't a man. It was not a man. It was something that came about that hole. And, ever since that day, boy, I was like, he trying to come up here and fuck. So I put it down. Now, don't get me wrong. I picked that motherfucker back up. I put it down. I put it in a little, the thing that's in your car. You pull it up and you put it, the glove compartment. And as I put it back down, it breaks my pipe. Um, no, I end up going to get another one. This is another day. I guess I didn't pay after shit. I was trying to figure out, is he coming up to fuck? I had to get high on another day. Um, but I started praying after that day. Like I don't know what it was that was going on. I knew it was some type of spiritual stuff cracking. I started seeing quarters and shadows and demons in the yard, and they got them kids, and you know what I'm saying? I'm getting high, and I'm trying to maintain, and I done cleaned up and did everything I needed to do, and they ain't returned, and I ain't got no too many people of none around. Um, and so anyway, I remember being parked in my parking spot, and him, and I remember me having my pipe, and as me finna smoke my pipe, a fly walk inside of it. I mean, a fucking fly inside my pipe. Like, how did it get in the small hole? And it was one of the fat green ass flies. I didn't know. So I didn't know what it was. That motherfucking fly messed up the whole batch. You heard what I'm saying? Messed up the whole batch. And then I look down to the ground and I see some type of face. Mind you, the whole inside of the car is red. Motherfucking ruby red, cherry red, dead red. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how the inside of the interior is in the car that Demetrius gave me. For some reason he never had rear views. He always broke the mirror rear views off. And I seen something. I thought I seen a man in the car. Boy, I stopped tweaking immediately. I ain't gonna style. That's why when people say it's hard, no the fuck it ain't. You know, it just take that one life moment to change your life to where you would never touch this shit again. And and I started seeing all kind of stuff. Then I asked God to forgive me. You know, I did the washing, the cleansing. I said the verses, the scriptures. Father, wash the dirt from my eyes, wash the dirt from me. For I have been repenting for a while, and I've been sticking myself to Damien so that way we can have a family, and that way I can actually, you know, come in for redemption eventually. Now I'm sitting out here sucking Satan's dick. Satan coming out the hole. He trying to finna come out here and try to play with a nigga. I ain't know what the hell was going on, but I know it got real dark. But mind you, the Rouge, I ain't know nothing about that shit. I'm researching the whole time, you know, researching while a nigga tweaking. I type shit I would tweak for. I would tweak and then I would go put the whole bunk bed together. You know what I'm saying? I would tweak and clean up the whole fucking house. I would tweak. I would make moves like that. It wasn't just, just tweaking just to tweak. Because, nigga, I never was able to truly enjoy my high unless those days where Reg stayed in the house with the kids and I would go next door to the neighbors. And I never was because it seemed like they always had problems. And me and Damon, we just happy as fuck, fucking and doing all that, being wonderful parents. And then I go over here and it's like I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It was just different. So every time I go over here, I'm trying to act like we got problems so a nigga could fit in, and we never really had problems. We never had no problems. We had perfect communication. You know what I'm saying? And it was always me the one to communicate. But I don't try to place it in where you could place it in because now the kids is gone. You know what I'm saying? And now I'm pushing towards God. You know, I'm trying to figure out what's really going on, Father. I'm going back to my roots. Like, you the only one that could get me through this, Father. Walk me through, take the taste out of my mouth completely. I smoke hella weed after that. But I ain't touched it again. I hadn't touched it again for years had I not touched it. Don't get me wrong, I did relapse. But that was okay. After they took them kids, I would say about a month. Then I was tweaking. Then I stopped. You know what I'm saying? Completely. I asked Father to cleanse my eyes. You know, and he was like, every time I opened up the Bible, it hit to something that hit to what it was. If you don't believe what I show you, I can never show you anymore. I immediately stopped smoking stopped smoking dope so that way I know that what I seen I was really seeing that this shit was true. I didn't want him to take the visions that I was having. I didn't want him, and you know, it goes to another part where they would get visions and things like that. And, you know, however the case may be, whether the pagans went into the Bible when they switched it up a little bit, whatever the case may be, my father's words still remain. This stuff is really true. You know what I'm saying? Like, things that he was showing me, you know what I'm saying? I could see the wickedness over. I didn't see my baby daddy the same none. I felt like that nigga sold me out for a quarter. I started finding quarters, dark shit. I used to sit in a oh my God, it was just so much shit cracking there. And this is a Hemet. So, and mind you, this is already a small, creepy ass, weird ass town that people come for retirement and eat other people's children and shit like that. That's what they do over there, Egypt. Um, so I started finding little diamonds. I started finding rocks, but the rocks was glistening. So I bought me a diamond tester. I asked Donna to buy me a diamond tester. You know, mind you, Donna done got me an iPhone. She a part of the fucking shit. And this is my big sister. So us to keep in contact. They a part of my every fucking moment in life. You know what I'm saying? We steady on wooty wooty woo. I told her to buy me a diamond tester and send me the diamond tester so I can know that what I'm talking about is real. Nigga, so I get the fucking rocks and I'm diamond testing. I have visual evidence. I've took pictures of all of this. They got rid of all my stuff. You know what I'm saying? You when you going against different, you going against it. I'm going against Google. You know what I'm saying? I'm going against AI. I'm going against everything that's trying to artificially intellify what it is that I'm televising. Type shit like that. So of course they gonna hit back with your video can't be posted. Da, 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 you know, things like that. But yeah, so he start pointing out in the Bible to me when I say my father walked with me. And I don't care who they could say it was. All I'm saying is the one that carried me and covered me from the beginning to the end, you know. Um, and show me everything. Show me everything in the words. Start pushing the words out to me. And I start, getting more. I never had to go to church while I was there. You know what I'm saying? The most I went to church was Joel Osteen. That 30 minutes of higher power was wonderful to me. I liked the Joel Osteen. Looked like Satan himself up there. Not one hair out of place. um, and now as I grow and I see that, it's a lot of paganism in a lot of ways, and certain people never had the chance because that's what they was taught. That's how they was pushed, you know. Now I know that certain families set some of their children out to be sacrifices in order for them. You know what I'm saying? What you want to eat off my time for? Me personally, I kept my kids with me 24/7, no matter what. If they wasn't with me, they was in the house with their big sister, locked in. You know what I'm saying? Until this Rouge shit came, and that's when all this stuff started happening. I started spinning around in the Pookie Princess, seeing things and hearing things, and because I knew what I was seeing was real, I stopped smoking. I stopped doing that because I knew folks was gonna say, "Oh, just because you getting high." No, I was sober all that time. You heard what I'm saying? The whole time they politicking on me and talking amongst each other. I wasn't even getting high around that time. Should have been worried about it them days that them kids was, and I was sneaking around the corner getting high. You know what I'm saying? But nobody did. Nobody cared. Nobody came. Nobody asked to watch the kids for a minute. But people do. If you do have family members that have kids and things like that, and you do give a fucking care about them, I do to say that you should go over there, let me watch the kids one day, let me come and take something off your chest, because shit gets stressful. I ain't gonna stay out. But I never ever hurt my children. I love them to death. You heard what I'm saying? That's why I'm still fighting to the deaths. Before I got my G16, me and Damon ended up getting in a fight. He ended up making one spot on me. And some people say it's from the glasses, because I've always had glasses. That's messing up the face. Me. Galatians 6:17, you know what I mean? And that explains my marks on my face. As I walk out, how it is that I walk out, that's what my father tells me. So forget what anybody else got to say about me. I know who I am. I know where I am. I know what I came from. And to you, I might look very blemished. I might look very, you might look down upon a nigga, but I'm going to tell you right now, for my father takes great victory and great pride in calling me his own. You know what I mean? And that's one thing that they cannot take from me. I've came through the fire, I've been through the flood, and I still rise as supreme. You know what I mean? And I'm still resilient at it. So, I know I have a lot of people that's going to talk mess about it, but I've been living with these. It's not regrets. I've been living with other people's pains and other people's sin and other people's pleasures for certain dark things and things like that. And I'm tired of living like that now. As I let them children, even as I was in court and I told them that I'm done with the case, it's been 5 years. They will never get another year out of me to eat and suck up off my children. They cannot at least provide them. They'll have to go elsewhere for that. You know what I'm saying? Now their dad is trying to get them. They immediately They took my rights with my daughter. I did, you know what I mean? My oldest daughter, the one I never got to see, that they took to, I promise you, I think that she's dead. You know what I'm saying? I felt her in my soul one day as I slept, and I woke up out my sleep talking about, no, dad, please don't, mom, help, you know, and after her body projected that to me to save her, I've turned my back on the world completely. Only thing it was trying to figure out where's my daughter's spirit and where's her soul placed and who was trying to take from her. You know what I mean? And that's how that began. That's where the hate, all that came into play. I ain't gonna stop. I go through a lot. I get attacked a lot. It's a lot of people, they speak out about it. Some people choose not to pay attention to it because they feel like if, you know, they fucking notice the truth that their time is up. But boy, I'm trying to tell you. Yeah, Satan tried to came up here and F the nigga. Kids gone. Baby daddy supposed to have him. He had him for a certain amount. He get him took from him because he go to court drunk with the kids. Mind you, previously, I got everything that he need to make sure that he okay. He go to court. He has 100 shots in his backpack. Nigga, I'm talking about packs and packs of shots. So this is how I knew that it was a setup from the enemy. You know what I mean? Because after I took that truck, after he ended up going to jail that day, they end up taking the kids. They come to pick me up from LA and bring me to jail for child endangerment. But why did they let me off that day if they felt like I had parts in it? You know what I mean? So I ended up taking the truck. And as I opened up the truck, in his backpack, he had shots on shots on shots. Now, as far as my kids' diapers being, only person that was in a diaper was Treasure and Dacian. Treasure, she had a tutu, so her diaper could never be dirty. But Dacian, I was tired of buying them diapers, them Parents' Choice diapers, them $20 boxes was hitting. Mind you, it's just me. Baby daddy, he does what he can. It's a hit and miss if he sells socks. Plus, he fucking with the soap lady, you know. Who I don't know, however the case may be. Like I told you, the things I got, I stopped trusting everybody. So Dacian had a little pissy diaper on when a social worker came to see her. When the social worker came to see, yeah, he did, because I felt like when his weenie started itching, he gonna take that motherfucker off and go to the potty, you know. It wasn't like soggy, it wasn't that soggy type stuff. You guys will see, because I have visual evidence and footage. I've kept every phone, I've kept every record. I've tried to record every court date, because it's just wrong. You know what I'm saying? They have no probable cause. They have no liability. They have never let me see my daughter again. I saw her in 2 visits after that. They put my kids in the house with Hispanics, and they didn't speak a lick of English. You know what I'm saying? For 4 years, they had them kids like that. And my oldest daughter, I don't know. She's 13, 14 now. And 2012, I think she's 14. And I haven't stopped fighting for them. I hadn't stopped, you know. They denied me all access. They put a child endangerment on me. They put a child endangerment on me, which took my guard card, which is the little job that I did have. It's like every time I get up, and you know, some other shit happened. And then from this rouge and the fact that the nigga sold me out for a rack, I don't know. I ain't never seen the motherfucking money. But all I'm saying is, they didn't let me get my baby. They didn't let me see her. They said that I couldn't, that she didn't want to talk to me. Impossible. I'm the best mother of the year. My kids is the wild thornberries. They had everything that they needed. They was free. You know what I'm saying? They was free. They never got sick. You know, maybe a couple runny noses from here and there, but nigga, they never went to the hospital. They never needed no shit like that. And this is how I know that it was a setup, because they started calling, well, what is it that you do to why is you guys, you know, why are you so healthy? What is it? Me personally, I smoke weed. Now that's one thing I did do around the kids. I smoked weed all day long. Maybe not just all day, but you know, blunt here, blunt there, and I wasn't too shy about it. Kids should never have to see their parents having to do something like that, you know, all day, every day. They shouldn't have to see that. So I've done a lot of growth. You know, I've did all my parenting classes. I did all that shit. I've did everything that they fucking asked, including taking mental health when I know that I'm not mental. Fuck the fact that I did do drugs and what I did see, which I still believe is real. Even the fact that I say my baby daddy sold me out for a rack, which I do know that that's real. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing that they can't change my mind about that. The faces that I seen amongst me in the midst of my in my territory, in my terror. You know what I'm saying? the words, I can damn near hear those people talking about me, mimicking my soul. I'm trying to tell you, it was hurting. It hurted me so bad. It hurted me so bad to know everybody that was involved. And it's crazy because as much as they pushed down on me, I could have went to drugs, but I went to my father, and my creator pushed me through it all. And I can't tell you, Joe Austin ain't do it. You know what I'm saying? But he got a nigga through a little bit. That 30 minutes of power, that was all right. But I ain't went to church. You know what I'm saying? My church is here. I guess I'm going to get back to you. Maybe I'm getting a little emotional. But I can't see my baby. I don't know where she's at. I made a call. I made a page on Facebook. Where's the Red Witch Davis? You know what I'm saying? Nobody, and to me, nobody's paying attention because everybody's a part of it. You know what I'm saying? And nobody would stand up the way that I do. Nobody would do what it is that I do. And if so, it's just all an act. And that's the shit that really upsets me. I can't see her. Don't know if she's alive. I haven't heard from her. They said that she's alive and she's thriving and something. My baby, it's no way that she don't want to see me. Ain't no way. She's never been abused. She got that one ass whipping for watching porn. I beat the hell out of her. You know, you ain't finna sit in here and watch porn where you in here with your siblings and shit. I don't know what you didn't seen, what they didn't seen. I couldn't protect her from nothing. So I had to beat the devil out of her. God said she wasn't gonna die. And that was only, now I did it with a switch. So she was all right. You know, shit, I can only remember 2 times I probably whipped her for the same thing. One's porn, both of them was porn. You know, where did she get this type of mentality from being around? I'm trying to tell you, man. I'm trying to tell you, I can't really figure it out. But I can figure it out. I just can't really place the time into where it makes sense to the opposite person that's looking in. You know, but I'm gonna come back to you. It's this part is a part. And if you ask me, I was a phenomenal mother. Probably could have been a little cleaner. You know what I'm saying? Probably could have been a little bit cleaner. Never was strung out on drugs like that because I gave a fuck too much about my family more. You know, I would sneak here and there. Sometimes I felt like I couldn't do it, but nobody ever knew. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I said I never was strung out. You know what I'm saying? God knows I love my daughter. And for them to say that she didn't want to see me and she didn't want to talk to me after I tell them that she can't go to Mexico. She's in a Mexican family. She was in a Mexican family too. They want to go on a trip to Mexico. I say, you can't go to Mexico because they shipping people kids out in Mexico. The only little rights that I did have as a mother. And I don't know if she was mad at me because she couldn't go on a trip to Mexico, but I have never heard from my daughter again. They said they going to have her write me a letter. They haven't. They sent me a picture that looked like they photoshopped her in there with a whole bunch of bears around her or some shit. I don't know her whereabouts, what she looked like, you know, and it pisses me off because I can remember the scent of her breath in the morning, you know. I can remember her feet always stinking because she stinky feet. It was so much I probably could have did. How she didn't wear socks and her daddy sold socks, that's the fucking craziest part. Well, her stepdaddy. What they took from me that they would never be able to return. And the fact that they say that she don't want to see me, she don't want to hear from me, and it's been over 5 years. You know what I'm saying? In the beginning of the case, I did get my visits, a couple of visits, and every time I showed up top tier, they didn't like the fact that I was God fearing. We would pray all the time, and we would bash them demons from around them. And in the midst of my prayer, I would say, no matter what it is that they do, they would never take me from you. You know, things like that. And they never respected that. The monitoring started being different. Now I need to start being drug tested. They ain't never caught nothing more than weed up on my drug test. Besides that first drug test that was hacked, that they said it was meth in my system. But that's crazy because it couldn't have been. I for sure I was off for over a week. That shit out in 3 days. If not a week, probably even more than that. And so I told him, nigga, let me take the next one. Ain't no way I take the next meth test within 2 days and that test come back clear. Nigga, stop playing with me. You dropped the motherfucking thing on the floor. Probably was meth around the motherfucking big lady, whatever her name is, Maria with the big ass elephant ears. She probably was doing it. Then she ended up leaving off the case. My kids have been into a different room. I got to get up off here real quick. Because now it's going into some emotional things. It's not pushing on them truths. But the truth is what it is. I thank you guys for listening and watching, possibly, you know.